Hey Yakima, it's Amy Maib, where you will find me at the intersection of home and heart, AmyMaib.com. I've got a fall market update for you. This is interesting. So we had a really busy fall in Yakima. Let's break it down into plain English. Across our MLS, the median sold price in the month of October to November was 360,000, and homes took an average of just 78 days to sell. Sellers got about 98% of their asking price. Obviously, houses are still moving, just with a little bit more negotiation. Now that's across the entire market. What I like to do is I like to dig in and talk about specific price ranges, because if you do that, you're going to see we have a very different market. We have a buyer's market, a seller's market, and a normal market leaning towards a buyer's market. Now, other people might not tell you this, because they don't want to scare you. But I'm going to be direct and honest with you, as I always am, and tell you what this really is looking like here in Yakima. So strategies for whether you're a buyer or a seller, but let's talk about what this means. A seller's market is when there is 3 months or less of inventory. Balanced market, right around 4 to 5 months. And a buyer's market is 6 or more months of inventory. So let's take a look at our price ranges. If we're looking at 300 to 399, 400,000, that $100,000 price range. In the last 30 days, we had 20 hit the market, we had 14 go pending, and we had 36 closed. There are currently 103 active listings. That means our inventory level is at 2.9 months of inventory. Strong seller's market, according to the numbers, right? Now, in that price range, you do have to be clean, shined up like a new penny. The yard has to be looking great. And, if you're selling it as is, that's still doable. That's still a sale price in that neighborhood. But to get top dollar, to maybe drive a couple multiple offer deals coming your way, you want to make sure that everything is ready to go and it is, like I say, shined up like a new penny. It's really a strategy. And if you have a house that's in that price range that is going to need some love or some work, I always say choose one to do. Either get the outside, the exterior, the lot looking great, and you know that inside you're going to have to do carpets and paint and maybe do some other work. Don't have a messy yard, no curb appeal, and an interior that needs to be worked on. That's always going to be a house that will be looked over at first and probably see a little bit of time to get an offer on it. So that's our 300 to 400 price range, which is a lot of people. That's a lot of our first-time home buyers. And if you are a first-time home buyer and you're in that price range, hang in there. And you are in a seller's market as far as competition, so you might have to compete. You might have to use an escalation clause. You might make an offer. I have a client who just did this the other day. You might make an offer that's less than asking. Maybe you're asking for closing costs. And if you don't include that escalation clause and they do get a second offer, you could potentially lose out. So an escalation clause is a great strategy. All right, let's look at 400 to 599. 36 went pending in the last 30 days, and there are 167 active. So there, and 29 houses closed in that price range. There is 4.6 months of inventory. That is a very normal, balanced market. Even number of buyers and sellers. A buyer could probably, ask for closing costs. It's probably going to take 50 to 60 days to close in that price range. Bumping up to 600 to 750. This is one that I dug in a little bit tighter. 6 homes went pending in the last 30 days in that price range, just 6. There are 11 that hit the market in that price range, and 9 homes closed. So 11 hit the market, 6 went pending, 9 closed. How many are currently active? There's 56. So that means we have 9 months of inventory. If those numbers, we didn't take another listing and it stayed that pace. I'm not saying it's going to, but that's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at a lot of inventory in that 600 to 750 price range. So if you are a seller and you're in that price range, it's super important that your house be ready to go. Not only is it clean and shined up like a new penny, but you've maybe spent that $1,000 to $2,000 to get 10 to 15 out of it. So you're changing some light fixtures, maybe you're painting, maybe you're replacing some old vinyl flooring in a laundry room, maybe you're changing out a bathroom sink. Those sorts of things in that price range are going to help catapult you to the top of the list. You also need to be priced right. We all want as much equity as we can get out of our homes, but the facts are facts. And if you are competing against 56 other homes with 6 going pending each month, sorry, my puppy's barking down here, you got to do something that's going to stand out. And usually that is a price. You got to be strategic with your price. So, we aren't getting 10 and 15% equity year over year. For the last couple of years, we've got maybe 5. just depending on the neighborhood you're in. If you are over 750 to a million, we have about 15 months of inventory. And if you are over a million, it's about the same. We have 21 homes on the market, 3 closed last month, and 1 went pending. So the million and up right now, they're having a much slower time. So those are the homes in the true buyer's market that not only you're going to want to look great, but you're going to expect that you will probably have to negotiate, and it could be something other than price. So be prepared, especially if you don't have time and you need to be aggressive and you need to sell the house as fast as possible. So I hope that makes sense. I love these numbers. I love going over them every month with you, because every day that I meet someone and they go, "Oh, you're a realtor. What's the market doing?" I mean, this is it. This is why I dig down. And it is the 11th of the month, not the 1st of the month. These numbers have been out for a while, but my mom was in the hospital and I traveled to see my brother. So the first 2 weeks of this month were crazy. And like I said, I also got a new puppy. So I'm a little sleep deprived at this time, but I hope you're doing great. That is your market update. Remember, you can find me at AmyMaib.com, the intersection of home and heart. Have a great day.